What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special episode of Gregway here in the car with me, Greg Miller. It is, I should know this, I already did a Gregway for the members today. Wednesday, March 5th, I am on my way home. This is a Gregway I'm expecting, because that's what I'm going to say should happen, to go up for everyone. A free Gregway, a freebie. Look at this, there's a Gregway you can watch. You have to be a Kinda Funny member. But if you were a Kinda Funny member, of course, each and every day I post a Gregway vlog/podcast for your listening or viewing pleasure on patreon.com/kindafunny, youtube.com/kindafunnygames, Apple or Spotify. They range between 15 and 20 minutes each and every day of me talking to you about whatever the heck it is I want to talk to you about. And like I said, I already did one today. A great one. About the fact that I got cast in a movie, and tomorrow I'm not at work, and Friday I'm not at work because I'm going to the East Coast to film a movie, which is super exciting. And this is where you would say, in the grand scheme of things, that was the morning. Now we're in the afternoon, and when the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. When I was doing filming today for, of course, the Sprint Game Showcase that the Mix and the Kinda Funny do, I came off, killed it, crushed it, no big deal, and opened up my phone and saw on my old Blue Sky someone saying, "Greg, care to comment?" And I was like, and I opened it, and it was a Ringside report about the fact that a WWE superstar has been removed from WWEsuperstars.com or whatever, the webpage where they put up all the superstars for WWE. And guess who that superstar was? It was me, baby, Greg Miller. If you didn't know, I hosted a show for WWE called This Is Awesome, where we ran you through the most awesome moments in WWE history. And we filmed 3 seasons of it, and it was awesome, and it was great, and it's officially over. This is, right now, I'm getting so many messages on Blue Sky and on Instagram of people saying, hey, 3 seasons, something to be proud of. I'm sure you'll be back with some other thing, blah, blah. I love that and appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. I will point out that I've known for a while that we were this. I was actually just hoping to skate by a little bit longer on WWE.com/superstars so that I could keep saying I was a WWE superstar. I knew this day was coming. Background for you. Like I said, I hosted this show on WWE Network if you're international, on Peacock if you're here in the old America. And it was awesome, where we ran you through the best moments of WWE history, the most awesome weddings, the most awesome Intercontinental Champions, the most awesome moments from Raw, all these things. We did it for 3 seasons, like I said. What started it in 2022, launched it at SummerSlam 2022, and then, did our final episode for this past summer, so summer 2024. And if you were paying attention to the old stuff there, the old what we're talking about and what we're doing, you might have noticed that season 3's final episode reads very much, my outro is very much like, thank you for everything. And it could have been, a season finale, but we thought it might be a series finale. Of course, WWE, an amazing juggernaut of content, and that was how many episodes we were contracted to do that year. So in the past, the other seasons had run the entire year. This one, ending in the summer, it left a lot of space before the end of 2024 coming into 2025. And then it was very much like, well, budgets will be decided for 2025 content, this, that, the other. Again, it was a Peacock show. As you know, being a WWE person, I'm sure, Raw is on Netflix right now. If in America, everywhere else, everything is on Netflix. Netflix is kind of the focus, not Peacock in terms of what was going on. And that was like, okay. And there was a few different things that have happened. There was that of like, we'll see what happens in 2025, knowing full well that Raw was going to be on Netflix and Netflix would be a big push. Then it was the shocker for me that the people who make This Is Awesome were actually laid off in January. And I was like, well, that's not good. Now there's no one there to actually make it happen. And then, of course, the other one of, since jumping over to Netflix, you've seen the one, the only Big E, of course, from the New Day, come out and host a bunch of different shows. And I think that more than anything is like, this is why it doesn't make sense for Greg Miller, video game dork, to go host anything, right? Because, like, I look at it from my perspective of running Kinda Funny. One of the people who run Kinda Funny. What up, Tim and Nick? But it's the idea of, like, I could have freelance hosts come in each and every day and host games daily, but I'm paying people to be here and to work here every day. They should probably do the thing, right? And so it was always interesting to host This Is Awesome. What an amazing opportunity. What an amazing ride it was for so long. But it was always like, I'm very much an outsider brought in to do this when you have plenty of people here who are good on the microphone and could talk about the most awesome everything. And I think that's for me, of course, I mean, is it bitter? Is it bittersweet? Of course. Like, I would have loved to have hosted a WWE show the rest of my existence, right? But I also get it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a frequent Gregway listener, if you support us to get this membership, with the Kind of Funny membership, you get the Gregway every day. You would hear me say all the time how my job is kind of funny. My job is talking about video games, going to film a movie, going to host a WWE show, all these different things. That's gravy. That's just icing on the cake. I'm lucky to have those opportunities, and it's amazing that this job and career have opened doors to make that happen for me. But they're not like, I listen to like Sam Roberts, who you know how much I love if you listen to the show, from Not Sam Wrestling, and of course now Raw Talk and a million other things. Sam, in the time I was doing This Is Awesome, went from being just the Not Sam Wrestling guy to being the WWE guy, right? They just announced this week that he's launching podcasts for them and all this different stuff. And it's like, Sam is to wrestling what I think I am to video games, of just, I fucking eat, sleep, consume video games, right? And that's what Sam does for wrestling. So me doing WWE, I've always said, was a dream come true, right? The story goes that in the 4th grade, I figured out what I want to do with my life, and that was write about video games, review video games. And once I did that, and my amazing parents were incredibly supportive of saying, yes, that's a real thing you could do. That is a path in life, and we'll help you make it. It should be journalism. You should go get a degree, and you should write, and all this different stuff. Like that, my parents accepting that was my dream meant that my dream never felt out of reach. It never felt like I wasn't going to write about video games. It never felt like I wasn't going to be part of this industry. So it wasn't even a dream as much as it was a goal, right? It was my goal, and I achieved it and did other things. To be on WWE.com/superstars, to have a WWE show, to be in the audience at Raw and see the promo for my show with my voice run, to be at WrestleMania backstage and then invited into a segment that Woods was doing for the 2K game that year. I'm on, WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. I'm on WrestleMania, both night 1 and 2. Like I'm there, and This Is Awesome. To have This Is Awesome merch made, you want to talk about like things I never would have thought would happen. Never in a million years would have ever thought that would happen. That's a dream come true. Me getting to clown around with my friends and talk about video games, right? Like, also a dream come true. That's stupid light today. Also a dream come true, but like always obtainable. This is something that caught me off guard. And so I really have to, in this video, do a full stop and thank Dan Pucciarelli, formerly of WWE. The story there goes that years and years and years ago, it would have been, 2018? I think it was 2018. I went to Survivor Series in LA with Jeremy Dunham, of course, the man who hired me at IGN, because Dunham was at the time working at Psionics, who was Rocket League, who had already sponsored WWE pay-per-views. And so he was like, hey, why don't we get the wives together and go to Survivor Series? I can get us pretty good seats. And of course, the seats were front row because Jeremy had sponsored a pay-per-view, and WWE was like, do this. And so all night long, everyone from WWE talked to Dunham as if he was a king. You know what I mean? And I was just the jester alongside, like, oh my God, I'm in the seats that I've always wanted to be in. This is amazing, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And that was all night long, from literally like the little schmoozy happy hour thing they did till the end when they were like, do you want to come backstage? It was my first time going backstage at WWE. And we got to wander back there, meet Ric Flair, do all this different stuff, see Triple H, walk the entrance ramp, yada, yada, yada. And at the very, very end, where it's all about Jeremy and I'm just his clown friend, at the very, 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 very end, we were leaving and we were carrying our chairs because I wasn't going to give up the first chair I ever sat in at a ringside pay-per-view. We're about to go out the door for the last time to leave backstage, and a guy there goes, excuse me, Greg Miller? And I was like, yeah? And he's like, hey, I'm Dan, and I'm a producer at WWE, and I want to talk to you if you don't mind. I was like, yeah? And everybody else left, and I sat there, and Dan laid it out that like he had seen me, through IGN and Kind of Funny Now, and me do the IGN Esports Challenge and stuff, and he liked what he saw, and he'd heard good things from some of the other guys I'd worked with before. And was like, hey, I'd like to start including you in pitches if you wouldn't mind I do digital content, like talk about doing digital shows or whatever. And I was like, yeah, put me in every pitch you possibly can. And again, that was 2018. And it wouldn't be till Christmas 2021. My son is 2 years, or 2 months, 2 years, Jesus, 2 months old. Yeah, 2 months old. And I was going to the airport to pick up my dad and got a call from Dan. And it was like, we finally got one greenlit. So again, 2018 is the first conversation. 2021, December is when This Is Awesome got greenlit. And he told me what it was and pitched me on it. I was like, yeah, 100%. That sounds amazing. And of course, this was still very COVID-y time. So, the first season is from my house rather than the amazing Kind of Funny studio and all this different stuff. But it's Dan sticking in there and going with me and going to bat for me and making that happen that really changed all that for me. And then you jump to, again, like I say, being on WrestleMania, sure, but being backstage, and then I think so much of doing that, it's a weird thing where IGN and Kind of Funny already had me so kind of involved with WWE when you're talking about like me working with Up, Down, Down and screwing around with Woods or whatever. And so then it's like I'm doing, This Is Awesome, and I'm on the pre-shows talking about This Is Awesome, and then all of that wrapped up with also my video game background and what I'm doing with Woods to get me go do the roster reveals for 2 years in a row and talk, like, just amazing opportunities for me, a guy who so much of being the video game guy is founded in wrestling video games. So for me to go and, have all these different experiences and meetings and conversations and, they're sending me championship belts and letting me pick out merch and then making my own merch and like, just incredible stuff. And, that's all because Dan saw enough of my stuff that like, I want to do something with him because that's what they were doing there. And of course, I want to give a shout out to Holly Mitchell as well, another producer on the show who wrote all the time and had to be, there listening to me flub through her words and stuff and screening stuff. And just an amazing group of people made that show. And so like, this is such a packed thing because again, I've known for a while. Once, there were the layoffs in January, I was like, well, they're not going to bring back This Is Awesome. By no means do I think you've seen the last of me do WWE stuff. I bet you see me do other things and more crossover in the video games and all the goofy stuff. I didn't even talk about that. This Is Awesome was what got me into WWE 2K, like into the game. I've always been into playing them. But like being a My Faction card for 2 years running, come the fuck on. Like that, you want to talk about a dream come true for a little fat kid from Chicago who loves wrestling games and played them all the time. Like, just insane stuff happening because of this show and these opportunities that Dan and Holly really gave me. And of course, WWE as a whole. To go and interview Rhea and Dom on the streets of, the mean streets of Detroit last year at SummerSlam, again, to the doors that this opened of, me and Poe and Poe's son Jack going to SummerSlam that year and me getting to take them backstage. You know what I mean? Like, that'll always be, there's going to be so many wrestlers who retire or whatever, and you'll hear me talk about, like, how great they were to this 9-year-old, 10-year-old boy backstage. How I've been backstage at that point, 3 or 4 times to do stuff, and I've worked with these guys. I've hosted things. I've been on panels. I've been the heel. I've been hit in the face with pies by all of the New Day and JBL and all this. I was in a JBL segment, right? Where it doesn't matter. But like, to be backstage and see them go from they're just there to realizing, oh, hey, look, there's a kid, and they go into their persona and they make Jack feel like he's the only kid in the world. Like, just such amazing stuff. I can't say enough glowing things about my time being a contractor for WWE. You know what I mean? Like, it was a dream come true. It was amazing. It's bittersweet that it's over, but I also didn't think that This Is Awesome was going to run for 30 seasons and then I'd go into the WWE Hall of Fame. This was a really fun thing, and I think it's really bizarre of the timing to be part of it as, the Vince era ended. We were there, and then I remember distinctly when people came in to film, I think season 2 of This Is Awesome in the studio was when Stephanie quit and Vince came back, and then it was to go through this whole into TKO and see them take it to Netflix and do all this different, like, it's really weird. I landed at a very interesting place in the WWE timeline to see what it was like on the inside evolve and change and go, and like, incredible stuff. Just, what a, as Snowbike Mike would say, the experience of a lifetime. And I could tell all my stories, like I'm talking about these wrestlers backstage, the people I got to work with, top to bottom, all the great stuff that there, and I will one day, I'm sure, but like, just today, I wanted to get something out public. I know not everybody is looking at Ringside News or my Blue Sky or Instagram, so I wanted to make sure there was one place to go for the information of like, man, I'm so thankful that I got to do this. This was so incredible, and I'm so proud of what we did over 3 seasons there. Like, that was a really fun show to do, and I think, you know, eventually anything you do becomes normal, right? Like, you go and, is this right? You go and work on stuff. Hold on, I might have screwed myself here. I'm going somewhere different for dinner with Jen and Ben, and I think they're taking me in a different route. But no, I'm okay. You get to go and you get to go have these experiences and live this life and go do all these different things. And I can't tell you how lucky I am, how proud I am, and just how blessed I am. You know what I mean? Like, I've talked about it a gajillion times. I've talked about it in this, you know. It was always the goal to write about video games. I've said it on GameScoop for how many years at IGN, and I say it on Kinda Funny now, right? Like, my dreams came true at 23, my lifelong dreams. And now my dreams are to, you know, make sure everybody at Kinda Funny gets to live their dreams. But the fact that I get to do crazy ass stuff like host a WWE show, go film a movie tomorrow, like, it's outrageous. And so, yeah, like, I'm just so thankful for everything that happened. And honestly, more than anything, if I was upset, it would be upset to see people I think were so good at their jobs lose them. But I understand business. I understand where we are in the world. I understand X, Y, and Z. But this is awesome, was something I'll always be incredibly proud of. And I think it's so cool that I got to do it. And again, I doubt this is the last time you see me horsing around with WWE. You know, God knows I can't get away from this Xavier Woods person. I've tried. I've blocked the number, but he keeps working his way through. But a good run on this is awesome. 3 seasons I'm incredibly proud of, and I just wanted to have something out there so you knew what was going on. I am Greg Miller, everybody. I am incredibly blessed to live the life I lead, but I only get to live the life I lead because of you and your support. If you enjoyed this 17-minute Gregway, remember, these go up each and every day. I'm not here on Thursday and Friday because of the movie filming thing, but we got Roger doing it. I think we got Mike doing it. You'll get some content out of it. The way to get it, of course, is pick up a Kinda Funny membership. You can get a Kinda Funny membership either on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, patreon.com/kindafunny, or Apple or Spotify if you just want to do the old audios there. Well, I guess Spotify has video too. Doesn't matter. Wherever you want to get it, it's there for you. It, of course, would get the membership gets you Gregway each and every day, which, like I said, 15 to 20 minutes. Then, of course, it also gets you all of our shows ad-free. That's more than 20 a week. So if you enjoyed this and you want to keep up with me, this would be great. I like to do them at a red light. The light just turned green, so now we kill time. This is what we do on Gregway. We run out the clock now. Not that I need to hit something, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to touch my phone while I'm driving. I feel like that's a bad look. So instead, we're just tooting along here in San Francisco. I'm going out to dinner. It's Ben's swim class, so that's what, you know, I got to go swim class tonight. So a lot of things going on in my life, you know what I mean? And obscenely early. It's a 7:45 flight tomorrow. That's early, y'all. That's an early flight. I don't mind it. Then I get out to the East Coast with time to do something rather than just go straight to the hotel or whatever and die. But, like, still, a lot. All right, this is going to be a red light here. Like I said, these are Gregways. I appreciate you. You appreciate me. It's a fun little system we have. Until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, it's been my pleasure to serve you.